Okay, it says we're live. I'm
Yep.
gonna check on YouTube, and then we shall start. I was telling my co-hosts why I was late. It was basically just like everything. So we're here.
She was
That's
a one-woman show this morning with all the responsibility.
yeah. My mom is still in bed. We watched Forrest Gump last night because it was one of my grandma's favorite movies, and yesterday was
Oh.
her birthday. I mean, my grandma has been dead for 11 years, but like on her birthday and the anniversary of her death, my mom and I normally get a little bit sad. So we decided to watch the movie, which was sad. And then we decided to have cocktails, which tasted good, but also a depressant. So yeah. So I just didn't want to like get out of bed, but I was like, nope, I have a live stream. And yeah, but I had to take care of Riley a little bit while my mom is still resting. So
There we go. Perfect time text.
yeah, I'm like getting texts from you, Regina, and I'm like, you're both here.
Yeah. Regina's text came through going, Zara, are you okay? And
I'm
then
much
I was,
older,
and then
right?
I just threw in, I was like, we're live now, we're good.
Yeah. Um,
Well, she could see, so technically I didn't need to do that, but I'm
yeah,
glad you're here, Regina.
yes, yeah. No, it's good. Let's have you both introduce yourselves. So, Grayson, you're first.
What it, everybody? My name is Grace Wild and I rap with pride. I like dabbing in a pen and see some warm mugs of coffee. What's good, y'all?
Man, you're more rehearsed than I. Been at this for like 2 years and I still just like stumble along. I'm Natalie Locke. I don't know what's happening with my voice right now. I swear I'm not sick. I'm fine. Not that it could pass through the internet, anyways. I am a mom of two, a 12-year-old and a 5-year-old. Believe it or not, the 5-year-old is more of a teenager than my 12-year-old, which is kind of weird. Um, but I, with a full time job, I decided, hey, writing sounds fun. Let's do that as a hobby. And I'm in this series, in the middle of a series of doing 200, I was about to say 500, 200 flash fiction prompts out of this book, Write the Story. And uh, yeah, I'm almost done. And then I'm going to take like a month-long break of
Yeah, you
writing.
deserve it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
even if you didn't do all of those, like with everything that you do, you
yeah.
already deserve it. But
And after finishing those, because I've been capturing all flash fiction I've done outside of it, but I am, once I finish those, I'll be at 247 flash fiction prompts that I've done since September 26th of 2021.
ooh,
Yeah. So it's just getting through it.
that's exciting though. There's something about being able to measure your progress that way.
Yeah. Like I have a sheet that I've been calculating, and I save all the words during the months where I've done a flash fiction prompt a day. So that was flash fiction February, and then I made Nano Camp July. I made it a Camp Flash.
Yeah, I
Those months,
remember that.
yeah, those months I also include not just the words that I've done, but how long it took me.
Ooh.
And I was going for like quality of time, like upping my words per minute, maybe not necessarily upping the number of words.
That's
Excuse me.
this might be a silly question, but like because I know it's flash, so it's shorter, but do you always do it in one sitting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Sometimes I outline, sometimes I don't. It may seem weird to outline for a flash, but because the way the flash is done, where I got 10 words I'm supposed to include in the prompt, with the prompt, I mean, in the flash, I like to get little like snapshots of how I'm going to use each of the 10 words. And then, like any outline, I'm not married to it. I'm only dating it. It can change.
Yeah. No. I remember you outlining. I've caught like a few of your Twitch streams. I'm really bad at catching people's other streams now since
I am too.
And I'm like, I always feel so guilty. I'm like, no, like I'm so friends with you. I do like your streams. I just like don't.
Like I support your work. It's tough.
Yeah. So, but that's really cool. For anyone who is new or hasn't been to like 1,000,001 of my live streams yet, my name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the self-published author of 7 books. I only have 6 in my hand, but they are a young adult paranormal romance trilogy, a new adult sci-fi romance trilogy, and a standalone young adult dystopian romance. The last one is my newest book. It came out on November, was it 7th or 8th? Whichever one was the day before Election Day. And I am also one half of the Writish podcast, where we talk about all things writing related, from shining new idea through publishing and marketing. You can listen to that here, bit.ly/Writish podcast. But also next weekend on the 10th and 11th, we're going to be hosting 2 live streams that are a Jeopardy style trivia game. So please watch that. Unfortunately, the first stream is like, I think during
it's at the very end. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah.
I can send people over because, like, all right, say the times of yours.
Okay, so the one on the 10th is at 6 p.m. Eastern, and it'll probably go for 2 hours because it's 2 rounds. Mm-hmm. And then the third and then finalist rounds are the next morning, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, and then probably the finalist round will start around 11 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah. That's just during like my closing just chatting. For anyone who's wondering what cryptic message I'm saying, Chandra and I, my like flash fiction gal pal, is we're celebrating completing 200 flash prompts in the book, and also celebrating her being done with school.
So exciting. I'm so happy for her.
She is looking forward. Nice. She was planning yesterday, and she's like, wait, I don't have to include school stuff on this. And I was like, I know, isn't it great? But we're doing a 12-hour stream on my channel from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So from 6:15 to 8 p.m. is the just chatting version. So if you skip out and go to trivia, it doesn't hurt my feelings.
But also know that, like, while Kelly and I and other people that we like drafted to help us write the questions, everyone who's agreed to play is like, I'm awful at trivia. So like, it's not a serious thing. It's more the excuse. Yeah.
I love trivia and I think I'm great, but I get so confident with my answers, and then someone looks at me and goes, that's not the answer. I'm like, oh, it has to be. And they're like, no, it's not. Here's where it's not. And I'm like, oh boy, I need to think more. And so I think I'm great, but I'm usually not.
Yeah, no, we ask people and they're like, oh, I'd love to, but like, I'm really bad at trivia. And we're like, it's not that serious. Like, we'd really like
Yeah, I saw all the trivia and I'm like, I wish I could sign up. Did I miss the sign up?
No, well, we were going to ask you. And then Kelly was like, oh no, she's doing the 12-hour thing with Chandra. And we're like, and Chandra's also doing the 12-hour thing with Natalie, so we couldn't ask either.
It was the 2 people that we were going to ask. God.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And then
we forgive you. We'll get it next time.
Yeah, and then the last part of my introduction, because normally I don't get sidetracked, but normally
normally I'm not on screen, so
normally the final part of my introduction is I am the founder and acquiring editor and everything but cover design artist, and map maker, which is Grayson, and illustrator, which is Nia the Vixen of Fiction, who I don't see in the chat currently, of Inimitable Books, LLC, a small publishing company dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices without pigeonholing authors into writing about their trauma. So the first 2 books will be coming out in 2023. The next 2 authors will be coming out in 2024. But surprise, the authors whose books are coming out in 2023, those are the starts of trilogies. So there will be 4 books coming out in 2024.
Oh,
So,
so exciting.
yeah, and today I'll be continuing to edit the 3rd manuscript, which isn't coming out until 2024. I'm purposely not saying dates. That is, if I'm not saying titles
you
or
never
dates.
commit to dates.
Oh, I did, but if I'm not saying titles or dates, it's because of the marketing plan of like revealing the title will also
because you've been around this for a while and you know what you're doing.
Yeah. But I can reveal the date and title of the first book that's coming out from the publishing company by Samantha Tronfeld. It is a new adult sword and sorcery fantasy novel called The Legionnaire, coming out on June 6th, 2023. And Grayson made an awesome map, and it's like, and Keelan made an amazing cover. The cover reveal is on January 2nd, 2023. So I'm actually probably going to drop a link to sign up for that in the chat if anyone else wants to join, because more the merrier. It's a really nice cover. Like, it's not even my book cover, and I'm like so excited for it. So.
I love how covers. I reached out to Keelan to do a mock-up cover of my first manuscript, and I was like, I don't think of a poster. That's what I want. I was like, I don't want the wraparound back and everything. I want the front, and it reinvigorated me. She
knows what she's doing.
Yeah, like, because I gave her loose things without giving too much detail, and I was like childhood trauma and stuff like that. And when she gave me 2, and I paid for both, and I even gave her extra. I was like, "You're awesome," but I was like, I realized how important like Pinterest pages or like getting a map created or something, like how it can make you fall in love with your story again and realize why you wrote it in the first place, kind of like get that passion again.
Yeah.
God, now I feel like I'm talking about marriage.
No, but like I love Keelan's work. She actually had to step in and help me because I don't know if I'm cursed or something, but I find amazing cover designers and then they like go MIA by the time I need them for the paperback. So Keelan stepped in and did the spines and the backs of these books because these were actually a pre-made.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And then this is what apparently got her into cover design. And I was like, that's very nice of you to say. I don't feel like I let you actually be that creative because you had to work within like these parameters. But, like,
yeah.
I'm indebted to you. And then she did the spine and back for the Matchmakers, which I really wish I had ordered a copy like 2 weeks ago, and I just haven't yet because of publishing company stuff. Yeah. I'm not publishing my own books through the publishing company, to be clear. That's just a choice I'm making. And then if you'd like to support the publishing of any and all of the books under my publishing company, donating as little as $1 to the Ko-fi page, which is currently scrolling along the bottom, is always helpful. Last month I did a matching week because I had some donors who were very generous and offered to match all donations made within a week's time. So I might do that again in the future, potentially, probably for a shorter period of time, just not to like overexert.
Wait till after Christmas. I'm sure the angels need.
Oh no, I wasn't thinking. I was thinking like, what if we just did like 11/11? You know, that day, like a 24-hour matching thing.
Ooh. Oh, that's exciting! Yeah.
Thank you, Eva.
Eva's such a good cheerleader.
Eva is like. Yeah, honestly, like she's everywhere I am. And I'm like, I kind of feel like she's an honorary VIP club member of my Ko-fi tier.
I've used her for editing and stuff, and she's just fabulous. And she's gotten to the point where she's edited so much of my stuff that she's like, I'll do this one for free. It's fine. Just, I hope you win.
Okay, when I have a budget to hire freelance editors for the publishing company, Eva, I will be emailing you. But currently, the budget is only going to publishing.
I can give you samples of her work because like she sent me like 3 different versions. Of course, I'm with flash fiction. I'm held to the word limit, and so she like she'll give me all the edits, be like, and this puts you over your word limit, but here is a suggested version where you're under your word limit with all incorporated feedback. And I'm just like, you're amazing. Like I get like 5 documents back when I just send her like, hey, can you help me with this?
Yeah. I thank you very much. Yes, donate. Great idea. Thank you. I want everyone to know that I see you all in the chat, but because I was late, I would like to put up the Forest Room code so that people can enter and we can get started on our first sprint.
I'm not even gonna be able to get started at like in less than 2 minutes, 25 after.
I know, but it's like
Maybe
people need time to put in the code. So I'm like,
all right, get your phones now. Get it ready.
Everyone.
Where's my stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
You're the only reason I use the Forest app. I haven't used.
I'm the only reason most people apparently use the Forest app, and I'm totally okay with that honor. But okay,
I did fill out that thing that says, "Hey, I got it because of you."
Yeah, forever ago, and they still won't sponsor me, so that's fun.
Wow.
Like, Okay, so the code is. It's loading. God. 3 Papa 4 Victor 4 November Niner Sierra Golf. I almost said one of the letters. My brain was like, no, you don't need to go military phonetics all the way through it. I was like, yeah, you do. You set a precedent.
Yeah, I was trying to explain to someone how to spell like my name or whatever. It might have been my first or last or whatever. And I said November in there. And they're like,
your name is November?
November? And I'm like, oh boy. Okay. We're going to have to explain this one. It's your brand now, as Eva says. I love it. Seriously, it does come in handy when you're trying to spell stuff. Because I didn't think. I always think I'm being clear. But they're... like you don't realize how similar words sound, like nor and war, like just very slight,
especially on the phone, because a phone line removes the like top and bottom register of a sound wave to compress it so that it can travel farther distances, but sometimes that gets rid of like the little nuances.
I just noticed the plant. Yeah, it's a mushroom. Like, because Regina was like, I love the mushroom. And I'm like, what? And I got, look at there. It's all
You're like, are we talking about the legalization of that this early in the morning? Zara, I didn't know you were going to get so political here. And
well, like, and then I was looking in y'all's pictures. Like, do y'all have like a mushroom, like little figurine or something in the background? And then I was like,
oh, that sounds so cute. Like, aren't there mushroom somethings in like a lot of video games? You know,
yes.
I feel like there are a lot of mushroom characters across different video games.
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be cute. But I'm not enough of a gamer for that to ever be me. They are cute when I see them like on the internet.
All my game stuff is like, my favorite games are role-playing games. So like any of the Lara Croft games where it's like a storyline, but then there's side quests the whole time. So Lara Croft, any of the Spider-Man games I've gotten into. My husband loves God of War. It's a little too complex for me, but I love watching them play, and I liked it because they do so much research on the lore and everything.
I tried God of War. I'm just not talented enough yet, which frustrates me, but I should stick to it. I tried Lara Croft, and I'm scared of heights, so that wasn't a great mix. And then Spider-Man also has the same problem. So it's like, I wish I could even say that I love watching other people play, but it's
I was going to ask you.
Can't look at the screen.
I was going to ask you, Zara, in Spider-Man, like, did you ever go to where you live in New York? Like, how precise is it?
So I did not stick around in the game long enough, but if you ever like want to screen share during like a video chat or something on a private StreamYard, I will steal myself so I can just be like, if you want to like get to Manhattan, and I'll be like, yeah. Or they clearly haven't updated this recently.
Well, like there's 2 Spider-Mans, though actually the
Miles
first
Morales?
Miles Morales, by the way, the cinematography is fabulous and everything.
Mhm.
But with that one, there's actually like Hell's Kitchen and Harlem and stuff, and I thought that was like we're seeing stuff other than what was in the original Spider-Man. So
Yeah, you're seeing areas that are, how do I say this?
not as well known.
Oh no,
Or
they're well known if you live in New York, but it's
not the
more
tourist
looking
spots.
like me and Grayson than Peter Parker. It's changing now, thanks
Yes.
gentrification. But yeah.
Honestly,
Anyway,
for video games, because we're writers, I would always suggest Dragon Age. Any of the Dragon
okay.
Ages, because it's
I've
very
heard that's really good. I just
Ooh, if
it
you
is really good, but it is very punishing because your choices really matter. Just all I'm
that's
saying.
I like that. That
Mhm.
reminds me of when I played the PC version, but it was Fable, where your choices played in.
Yes,
And
that's
then
why I loved it.
if y'all are looking into like good storylines on the whole Uncharted series, I felt every time my husband played it, I felt like I was watching a movie. It was
Oh,
fabulous.
Uncharted's
Like,
good.
yeah,
Mhm.
the movie adaptation not so good in my opinion. They tried.
Now there are multiple Dragon Age games. You don't have to start the very first if you don't want to. So there's something called the Dragon Keep, so you can actually make the choices from the other games that you did not play, and it will go into the new games. So the choices you make literally go into the next games. So that you know.
I saw Eva had a question in the chat, and I wanted to answer. The decor in New York is beautiful. What the movies never show is the disgusting slush that snow becomes like
Mhm.
0.5, if not 0.2 seconds after it's hit the ground because of all the cars.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, here's all the ice underneath the snow. So like a lot of people go slipping and sliding, or like all the dangerous and disgusting parts of New York that become abundantly clear when it's compared to what should be pristine white snow is left out of the movies.
Yeah, and
Which is why whenever it's like, oh, you need a snowy lawn, it's like a snowy lawn in like the Hallmark movie when the city slicker goes to like the suburb or like the little country town or the whatever, not in the city. So FYI, because no one wants to pay the CGI budget just for New York City snow.
It's amazing what they CGI though. I will admit.
I mean, they could do it, but like I can bet that they don't want to spend the budget there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be Hallmark. Yeah.
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 All right.
Okay. 30-minute. We're gonna
Let's go.
start in the timer will go up on screen once it's I missed it. It's already 31. Damn it. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. I tried. It will be added on screen in a moment. How'd you guys do?
We're putting on one more layer.
I was able to get hot chocolate in a special mug with marshmallows.
Nice.
Yeah. And I only got maybe like 3 minutes left of editing in this narration video. And my goal was to edit 2 videos today and hopefully even pull the pictures for them today. So then I can just upload them. So we'll see if I can get that accomplished. But my son keeps on wanting me to play video games with him too. And the mom side of me is like, yes, you have these personal goals, but there's no time limit to it. Play with your kid. And I don't know. I'm torn.
Yeah.
I know what the right parent answer is, but the other part of me is like, but I want my own things to do. I want to finish my stuff.
And that's fair.
Also, what's the special mug?
This mug, presented by me, created by Zara Hoffman and Kelly Wright, the co-creators of the Writers Podcast and these speakers, have created a color-changing mug. Pour in hot liquid and find that the black mug with the pink inside is actually white with the Writers Podcast emblem right here that cannot be seen anymore. But back this video up and you'll see it.
Thanks for sharing that. I just had to ask. I had to know.
This YouTube channel also has a reel. No, short. YouTube short, not an Instagram reel. Same thing, different platform means different
I call them reels too. I call them reels too.
I only call TikToks TikToks. What if it's anywhere else? I'm like, oh, it's a reel. And I'm like, nope. Anyway, Grayson, I cut you off. How'd you do?
I did 383 words, and I set up Plotter because I had to do that last night. What was the last thing I did?
Did you get back into your Incarnate account?
Not yet. I'm still waiting. I hit him back up again because I'm like, I need y'all to give me my password now. I would like to get back to making my maps. I'm very upset.
Grayson logged into his Incarnate account on a different computer in his own home, and it locked him out and won't let him reset the login so he can get back in. And that's a problem for him because he was working on something for 2 hours that might not have saved for his own project. B, has commissions, mainly from me, to make maps, and hopefully commissions from other people to make maps, because you should support Grayson.
100%.
Yeah.
By the way, it's $40 a map. Grayson will never tell you, but it's $40 minimum, and I recommend 50 because that's still way underpriced. You can yell at me later in the private chat, Grayson.
Yeah, no, I was like, you know what, let me move back to my computer. And I forgot to log out of Incarnate from my partner's computer. And it was like, hey, we think so should I log into your account? And then they logged me out. And I was like, okay, that's fair because they think they're trying to keep me safe. But I didn't think, hey, let me go look at my password. I thought I knew my password. I did not. I put in the wrong password and it locked me out. And then it was like, hey, was this you? So I sent a confirmation email like, yeah, this is me. But I continue to be locked out for a few hours because they think I was hacking into my own account. I'm like, y'all, these are D&D style maps. No one's trying to hack into this account. It is fine. So I've not gotten my email back yet, and I'm very upset because I wanted to get my maps done.
You got a customer for when you get access again.
I can't say I haven't tried a town map. I've tried a town style map. I've not done a town map. I've done like a library and a guild hall. And that was weird. I'm down to talk about it because it depends on the assets. If someone's trying to do something super modern, they don't have really modern assets. This is, again, D&D style. So they have like orc style buildings, dwarven style buildings, elvish, which are very pretty style buildings. And the few human style stuff that they do have isn't that modern. So I'm going to warn people now. It's not going to be like, if you're trying to do like a city, it's not going to work.
It could be like a little like village, depending on how old the town is.
Yeah. It's like they have like.
Look, if you go on Fiverr, there are people who'll make them, but they're so expensive. And I also think they probably use similar like software. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Becca. Becca came in. Hi. Even needs a modern day town, which it sounds like Incarnate cannot do currently.
No.
I'm full for finding people through Fiverr and stuff, but the thing is, because Fiverr takes a cut, like just like any of these websites like Rover, care.com and everything, they all take a cut. And I've found people, and then we have that conversation of, let's take this off the website.
Well, the thing is that I know Jessica Corey, who's an author.
Mm-hmm.
She does maps, including town maps, but like the price is high, and not everyone can do that. But if you do have money to burn and need a town map, because it doesn't sound like Grayson can do that yet, or maybe we just wait for Grayson to be able to do it, because I'd much rather give our money to Grayson. But like, if you need it now, this is where I know you can do town maps, and it's for an author who like I really like. She's a nice person. So there's that. But Fiverr, I look at the prices and I'm like, still kind of cheap compared to Jessica in some ways. In some cases, it's not. And I'm just like, I know freelancers need money, but I'd rather give it to someone I know who also needs money.
I mean, looking at these prices, and I'm like, yeah, this is actually fair. And I'm actually shocked because I know some guys who charge so much more.
Yeah, and then there's just Grayson over here who's like, I don't feel comfortable with more than blank. And I'm like, yeah, well, tough shit.
Listen Keelan,
I said, go on.
I was going to say, Keelan Rivers, like, she was starting, what is it called?
Cover design.
The cover design and stuff. And that's when I jumped in and was like, hey, I just want a poster. And it was like supposed to be like $5 or $10 per thing. And it was amazing. And she's raised her prices since then. Like, but that was just to get the material out there. You've been charging, we'll say $40 to get and you have the material out there.
No, I mean, she's been charging $40. He's been charged. Sorry, I was thinking Keelan said her pronoun. Yeah. Grayson, I know you're a he. I'm so sorry. I was like, Grayson, what do I pay you? And Grayson was like, and I'm like, I need a number. And he was like, 40. And at the time I didn't push back, but now I'm pushing back because it should be at minimum 50. But honestly, it should probably be minimum 80.
I only said 40 because I didn't know a number. I didn't expect it. I didn't even ask for like payment. I was just like, oh, you need a map? Cool, I'll do that. That was just like, okay, yeah. Yeah, like, what do I pay you? I'm like, oh.
I was like, silly.
Listen, your friends, we love when you want to do something free for us, but like, I am adamant, and I know Sarah's the same way, where it's like, if we're asking you for a service, we're gonna pay. I asked Eva, it was 300-word stories, and I was like, how much is it gonna cost? I didn't come in thinking it was gonna be free. Friends should, like, the best of friends will always charge.
It takes over an hour, Eva. It takes over an hour. It took Grayson.
Yes.
It took Grayson a few days to do mine and the matchmakers, and if I had the physical book, I would show you. But I'm going to show you the map that Grayson made for me, because I love it, and also I'm really upset that I don't have my physical book.
Well, okay, so Grayson, even if we go by a by-hour pay rate, we'll say minimum wage. The thing is that this isn't a minimum wage entry level. You've built up experience. So you got to include those hours of experience to get to the level that you're at. So we're already adding a few dollars off the minimum wage amount. Then you are getting better, and you are also tailoring your techniques to what the person's asking. A customer getting kind of a personalization, that ups the price even more.
You also include revisions, which most
there we go. Another
like
thing.
Keelan
More
includes
hours.
revisions in her cover prices and doesn't charge extra. A lot of cover designers are like, here, you could have 1 revision included in the price, or some are nice and are like 3 revisions. Keelan's unlimited revisions in her price. By the way, there's a affiliate link that gets you 15% off a Keelan cover in the description of all of my live streams. So like, go do that because she's amazing and deserves the work. But also Grayson, like you're including revisions, and I'm just like, very sweet, but also should be charging. So this was a map, and we did it multiple times with borders, without borders.
Yeah.
I kept changing the names because they were crazy.
And you gave depth. You gave depth to this map. You could have just put matte color, brown and blue, and then be done with it. No, but we got outline of the. I'll handle you in a second. Sorry, I had to call my daughter up here, and then she just shut up. Wait, don't run away though. I'm going to be done in a second. But you got depth. You have multiple colors here. You have the outline as it touches the water. You have the highlight of the water because we know it's shallower there towards the coast. So it would be lighter and then it gets darker. And then there's this like darkness of the water that is not a matte color. It's you got highlights and lowlights. Then you have the separation between the country's color. Then you have the countries themselves that have highlights and lowlights. Are you tracking? I'm just saying.
I don't have a portfolio now. I only
what?
have like an example map. No, he was asking if I have a portfolio visible. I was like, no, I do have an example map that I put on.
I think you should include mine and the one for Sam, because in the design contract that you signed for Sam's map, you are allowed to use it in your portfolio. Because I would never steal that opportunity from a freelancer to show off their work.
But also, I mean, okay, so honestly, again, this is when I say a simple map, this is a very simple map. The only thing that would take like over the hour was trying to shape the countries. And that was harder because countries.
Yeah, but still, that's work you had to put in. I don't care if you're like, oh, this is the only part that took over an hour. That's still over an hour.
Yeah. We're talking.
They're charging for that because it's like for me, it's like, ooh, fun, clicky, clicky. Because
listen, this was a blank page, and she told you where she wanted outlines. Yes, I can see a little bit.
No, I didn't. I said these are the names of the countries, and these are the general places of each one. You're placing shit because I have aphantasia and don't know stuff.
Oh,
here's
so
the general
he had to
idea.
use his own creative license here.
Yeah, you know, with the covers for. Through Inimitable Books, the authors are like, oh, I need to tell you about the map. I'm like, no, you don't. Grayson has signed a contract. That's between you and Grayson. You know, like I just tell Grayson the size that needs to be in the printed book for the resolution. You and Grayson are the ones who go through everything. If you want me to be in a video chat to like make sure that I'm asking the questions that you and Grayson might not think to ask, fine. But like, I'm not part of this. There was one country somewhere where something sounded a little bit like Nazi if you said it out loud. And I was like, let's just not say that out loud. But like written down, it was fine. But like, other than that, I like told the author, I was like, I'm not going to make you change it, but just so you know. Like,
seeing this again just makes me want to fight Russia one more time because.
Yeah, Grayson messaged me. Russia's giving me a hard time, and I was like, so like the rest of the world.
It was like early in the morning. I was early in the morning. I was like, this looks weird because it was kind of flat. I was like, let me give it some more shape. But the more shape I gave it, the more weird it looked. And I was like, please, please, Russia, please.
Oh yes, exactly. Dealing with another human is like, it's not like you're providing you're not just like throwing your content out there. It's not and I'm not making a stab, but creating a mug and then just buy it if you want it, that's different than cover art and maps and stuff like that. Like, they are not going to commit to this unless it's what they really want. And then also you got people who are just entering the market. I'm
I
going
will
to say this
browbeat all of my friends into charging what they're worth. And also,
Yes.
even if they don't want to charge anything, make a Ko-fi page. It's a virtual tip jar. Ko-fi doesn't take anything from it. PayPal and Stripe will take a little, but that's like so much better than using the other website that everyone knows.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what to do with your Ko-fi, I have a guide on what to do with your Ko-fi.
Zara did some stuff for me. I'm not going to say what it is because it's not part of her wheelhouse, and I don't want people to come after her when her plate's already full, like stacked multiple levels. But
I did a favor, and I was very happy to do it.
Yeah, and she was like, I don't know what to chart, or like she didn't really know. And I was like, or she just said, throw in the tip jar, whatever you think. And I'm like, alrighty then.
Like, I saw that number and I felt like you, Grayson, but like you actually, like, you're making a product, so therefore you should be charging. Yeah. And I'm looking at Grayson's thing now, and I'm like, do you even have?
You need
commissions open.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yes. Okay, you do have commissions open.
Yeah, I was like, I should.
So Grayson,
you should have an album on your page.
Yeah.
That has the ones that you've made. You are allowed to include the one that I have done, and you are allowed to include the one that you made for Sam, even though that book is not published yet.
Yeah. Okay. I would say
there's not an embargo on it.
Have a question, like a parting question after someone is happy with their thing, and be like, first, can I include your map in my portfolio? Then second, is there after a specific date that it can be included, like, because maybe they want to do their own release.
Yeah, like maybe there would be an embargo or something. But I like for Kelly's, I might do an embargo because we're doing that cool thing with the marketing idea. But I'm not doing that for Sam's book because it's like not less important, but it's not like the map itself is not super integral to the story the way that we're asking you to design Kelly's map. Eva, it's like Earth, but with one big continent. If it's our Earth, it's Pangea. If it's anything else, it's called a supercontinent. Which is basically the right side of this map, aside from Besthera.
Which also fought me.
Oh, yeah. Russia and Australia are causing me problems. Yeah, that one. Our Earth. Yes. Yes. So.
Also,
Becca said it's also difficult. Oh, sorry. What?
Oh, I was saying. Also, I already mentioned in the chat, but thank you, Eva, for the pre-made idea. I love that. I'm definitely writing that down. I appreciate that.
Eva said, I'm so terrified of charging people. I just don't promote anything. I don't promote my own books, but like I should. But
I'll promote for you, Eva.
I'm okay with promoting my Ko-fi. I was not okay with pricing things because I'm like, it's a PDF. It's not like a one-on-one. I did it and it's done. And people are
I still had to ask you what to charge.
In that. So Grayson, you're putting in a lot of more work than I did, and you need to be charging more. Becca says it's difficult to get customers, just like trying to find readers for books. Word of mouth, baby. Like that's how I've been, that's how Keelan did it. Mm-hmm. Also, I wouldn't shut up about how much I love Keelan doing it. I won't shut up about how much I love Grayson.
Yeah, it's actually because of your love of Keelan that I started following her, and I saw that she was doing that sale and got like mock covers for my book that made me fall in love with it again.
Yeah. So, I will read out the code, and it will be up for I don't know. Do I wait the 4 more minutes so we can start at like a nice time? Probably not. But the code is 36 Kilo Zulu Hotel Delta Sierra Sierra Golf. It does have my initial ZH smack dab in the middle, so I was really, tempted to just say ZH, but sticking to the military phonetic alphabet. Becca, I'm great at promoting others, just not myself, which is why I'm going full ham on like in my publishing company. I'm like, no, like if I can afford it, I'm doing it. Or I'm going to do what a big publishing company does, but like on a budget and maybe more savvy because it's closer to like what an indie author with a lot of resources would do because it's like more on word of mouth and people and but also just things that I'm not just throwing money at the wall. It's like making very calculated choices because I have to be very specific about where the money goes.
That's just business savvy. I'm just saying.
I'm just Eva. The thing to remember is that some customers will only look for a good deal and others will shun a low price. You have to pick your market with all things. I think once you show your portfolio, you'll be able to raise your prices. But also, like, your idea of a raised price is still so low that I think people looking for a deal.
I think the only thing that will push you to raise your prices is when you're starting to have to churn down work.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, okay, maybe to like scare people from like, not scare them, but like maybe I'll start raising my prices.
A little bit more of a deterrent so that it does some of the work for you. But also, like, if you have
and prices get serious customers.
But if you have a good deal and then people see the quality of the work, I think people won't shun it for a low price because they'll be like, oh, this is worth it. And then you'll probably get repeat customers. Hello. And then stuff like that. Just remember me when you hit it big. Don't make me find a new map maker.
Oh no, I love this way too much to actually ever stop. I'm just letting you know right now.
Yeah. So when I was talking about serious customers, my kids keep jumping up, so I keep on going on mute. So you just see me miming to the left. But one thought I had was when I see a too low of a price, it scares me and makes me think I'm not going to get good quality. So you might actually be deterring people.
Exactly.
Just throwing that out there as a thought of as another reason why you should bump it up.
Exactly what Eva said. But like I said, like if you have a low price and proof that you actually know what you're doing, I think you mitigate some of that risk. But yeah. Thank you, Eva. My authors have asked me what the budget is for their books, and I'm like, I'm not telling you that. You'll freak out. Like, it's still really under control, but I'm like, I don't need you to be stressed about that.
Now, I will say, you can do a group discount. Like, Zara is, getting multiple books.
He gave me a group discount because Kelly and I browbeat him during our video chat on Thursday.
Yeah. So like you can do like a batch and everything. Because I mean, think about other companies. If you buy like wholesale stuff, that's why Sam's Club's so cheap because they buy everything in huge bulk and stuff. But that's fine when there's the promise of future work.
Regina, though, Grayson is not doing like modern maps yet just because the software he uses doesn't have that option yet.
But you can grow as a map creator and
Grayson, make a selfie post when you eventually are like, hey, thanks for all of you paying me to make maps. I can now afford a secondary software to make more modern stuff. I'll make a post when I'm ready to open commissions for that.
Oh yeah. What I'm using, Incarnate is more D&D style, so it is more fantasy based and it is more medieval fantasy. Which does limit a lot of things, but for those who are doing more fantasy-based, it's amazing. It just sucks because I'm not able to expand on that yet, but that sucks.
Editing is expensive. There are people people who charge by the word, And I calculated, I'm like, that is totally fair given the amount of work that happens. When I was offering editing services, though, like, I'm not good at dividing between developmental edits, copy edits, line edits, and proofreading. Like, for me, if I see something, I do it, which means like I could have been charging a crazy price, but I also had imposter syndrome at the time that, like, what if I miss something? Like, and then they're going to get mad that they paid me so much. And then school just like hit me upside the head, and I was like, I can't even manage this. So I got out of, and that was undergrad. So then I did grad school, had a job stopped happening, graduated grad school. I started a business, a publishing business where no one pays me to edit. Grayson, I hope you're taking notes.
Oh no, I have my book out right here. Believe me, when I find the software that actually allows
Oh
me
yeah,
to
I've
do
seen you bent
stuff like
down
that.
writing this whole time. Like I'm like, because I love watching people's growth and everything. Like it just gives me so much joy to know that someone's pushed, like has their passion and they push through and they end up with results and they're getting better and better. And it's like a proud mom moment, even though I have no involvement.
I'm sorry. People came for sprints. We will do a second sprint soon. I promise. Yeah, you should do it if it's stressful, Eva. Yes.
So the main reason I started this is out of selfish reasons. I love a book that has a map. That gets me so excited. It really does. Oh my gosh. So I'm like, maybe if I do some maps, I'll see more maps in books.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I'm putting this up so I have to remember that we need to sprint. But yeah, I get really excited when people have said, oh, I made a Ko-fi, or, oh, like, I want to offer commissions. I'm like, yeah, you do. Let me gift you Ko-fi Gold for a year so you don't have to give them 5% of your commission if you don't want to. Yeah. So let's just start the sprint. I'm not going to wait 2 more minutes because we like
all of a sudden we're just like, so how's the weather?
I lost it. We're going to sprint. So in 3, 2, 1, happy productivity. By the way, during the last sprint, I paid 2 bills. Super fun stuff. I'm sorry to distract from the sprint that we just started, but puppy on screen.
Well, that wasn't really productive.
I folded laundry, searched the fridge for my maple cream candy that my cousin must have eaten because my mom didn't, and neither did I. And instead got a leftover cupcake from like a week ago, which is a little bit stale, but the frosting is still perfect, so I can live with it.
Because we mentioned like mock covers last time, almost like I need a mock cover for my current project, so I spent my time doing that, and then having like a miniature breakdown over Regina Duke.
Oh no!
Regina, who's published so many novels.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jeff, Eva wins. I mean, it's not a competition.
You said it wasn't that productive, but you must have done something, Natalie.
So
Parenting counts.
mediated my kids because they're playing Roblox. What else did I do? Oh, I went and checked out my daughter's organizational skills. We did a shop under mom's sink thing last night, so I got rid of a lot of makeup and everything because it's been years, and I'm like, this is still brand new, like untouched and stuff. Like in some of the stuff was still in original packaging, and I had brushes. I didn't realize how many brushes I had. I was like, holy crap. So gave that to my daughter, and she's been organizing this morning. So I go check out her organizational work because I'm a nerd and organization gives me peace. So I was like, yes, awesome, kid. Sat down. I finished editing the Willow Wren and the bear. I do need to pull up pictures for it. And but I ended up getting sidetracked by Amazon because I still got to do shopping for the rest of my family.
Was the makeup your daughter's like Christmas gift, or are you? No.
No, just giving it to her, though she does want it still and everything. But I had taken some things off her list of things that she wanted because I knew I had like versions of it already. Yes, we get some of the makeup stuff and everything.
Following an outline of a story that lives in my head. It's pretty easy today, but this draft was last month's goal, so I'm not ahead of. You know what? You're still doing it. Okay. That's great.
Yes.
Becca was editing her weekly vlog. Awesome. Is that correct, Natalie?
Yeah. The Willow Wren. Willow Wren is a hyphen, so it's Willow Wren and the bear. And it's really, I can summarize the story for you. It's when children, pretty much, or let me put it this way. It's when parents instead of punishing their children, they go, okay, let's have a war instead. And I'm like, the children are being the issue right now. Like, yeah, you probably need to address some stuff, but if your children are sending you to war, you should probably like not take your children off the pedestal, in my opinion.
That sounds like a really bad relationship. Parental-child relationship.
Yeah. Oh, hey kids, timer's up. I set a timer that my kids had to play. Well, that my daughter had to play with my son. All right.
Birthdays.
Ooh.
You got one day in between.
Nope, she's already played Roblox with you. You're done.
By the way,
And the
it's
meltdown.
Brie Bonomo's birthday today. So if anyone wants to wish her happy birthday through Instagram,
Aw. Oh boy.
that is now in the chat.
Let's
Okay.
figure out which tab is the correct tab.
Did I forget to put this up during the sprint? I probably did. I'm so sorry, Natalie. I'll put this up.
In other news, my website still is finally working. It hasn't been working for 2 days, and now it does. You want more milk? Okay. What did you finish your breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want lunch? Believe it or not, I understood all of that mumbling.
Parenting.
It was, no, I want milk, please. And it's really funny because sometimes he'll scream please at me, and I'm like, dude, your tone is kind of negating the politeness of the please. I'm just letting you know. Like, it's not polite anymore when you scream it at me.
What do you mean? I'm using the polite word. Okay. 3, 8, Alpha, November, Tango, Uniform, Echo, Sierra, Golf. It includes Ant. It also includes Twos. Tuesday is my next stream, but that'll be on Twitch. Same time, 9 a.m. Eastern. Hopefully I won't be late to that. I'll be back at my own place, so I won't have to take care of Riley at the last minute. Eva 26th and the 5th. I only have the 2 kids. Kelly said, good late morning. Hello, Nia. Hi. I was talking about the fact that you're doing illustrations for Inimitable Books and how exciting that is. Eva, my son is also rude AF, everyday battle.
Yeah, that's why I mean, like, when he is more of a teenager.
Okay.
What are you telling me? God, his face is so expressive and his
Mom.
brows furrow. To let you know, Regina, no, I have WordPress. She was asking if I have GoDaddy. I know.
Yeah, I
Regina's
saw
had
the
issues with
comment.
that.
I had a thing where I got an email where it's like, something went wrong with your website. You're back up. So I was like, I don't really pay attention unless I don't get the email within the same day, in which case I'm like, oh. That's a mean verb, Eva says to her son.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to sign into the thingamajig. All right. My son finally relinquished my phone back to me.
Regina has WordPress through GoDaddy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do Bluehost through WordPress.
There's I use
Or
I keep forgetting what it's called. It's like
Mom.
specifically tailored for authors and like hosting. So it's like, we're not going to charge you for like extra features you don't need type of thing. And I always forget what it's called. I was just trying to look it up the other day and I'm like, oh, and then I saw a receipt from them and I still already forgot what it's called. Oh. I'm going to have to go comb through my email and try and find that. Like, I think they also changed their name, which doesn't help my memory.
oh, the rebranding. It's so hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Okay. One of the hostings for my website is closing, so that's fun. Found that out yesterday, but didn't read the email until now.
Whoopsies.
Okay.
Scavenger hunts.
Yeah, but where's the other?
I died. She might be sleeping, kid. She's just calling grandma. She has a weird schedule and stuff. I mean, and she's disabled, so she just has a different schedule and everything else.
Is this your mom or mother-in-law?
Mother-in-law.
I mean, either way, but
Yeah. She's been disabled for years. Everything hasn't been able to work. At least before I even came in, and my husband and I have been together for 13 years now.
wow.
Yeah, I can't move her down there.
Okay, we're gonna start the sprint at the top of the hour.
Perfect. I will finish pictures. That is my goal.
I might have to check my credit card statements to find this.
Oh, I hate going down that rabbit hole.
Because I can't find a freaking receipt in my email. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. Sprint is ending at 11:25 or the 25-minute mark for whatever your time zone is. And I remembered to put up the ticker. So I finally found it.
Is that the entire
17 minutes.
yeah.
My bill for them is $20 a month. I don't know if they charge more than that. For some reason, they don't have pricing on their website because they don't even give a base amount on their website because you have to contact them and be like, these are the services I need. But I've never had a problem with them. The only time I had to email them was they had set like a small file limit on my uploads. And there was a period of time before I got Story Origin where I was uploading like the free copies of my ebooks to link to my newsletter. And they're like, that file's too big. And I was like, what? So. Yeah.
Well, I think I pulled all the pictures I need for the willow wren and the bear. Now it's just inserting them. And then I got to do the same thing because the story after that one that will come the following week is The Frog Prince. So I'll have to pull pictures for that and edit it.
I finished setting up Plotter, and I got 486 words for that spread.
That's awesome.
Killing it.
I'm also tingling really hard. I think I mentioned to y'all before in the private chat about the cardinal sin inside this drink. And I didn't realize there's a warning label under that literally says you will feel a tingling sensation within minutes of drinking this. And I was not paying attention. So my shoulders, my face, and my torso feels like goosebumps are constantly hitting me.
Feels like what's hitting you?
Goosebumps, like I'm constantly getting goosebumps, but there are no actual goosebumps. And I'm like, what is that? And apparently, I looked it up, and apparently that's the only side effect from kerosene is the fact that you will feel tingling.
So what is the benefit of it then?
It's supposed to be energizing, but the tingling, I'm like, the tingling just makes me feel like I'm in fight or flight mode.
Great.
So I'm like,
so it's like pre-workout type stuff.
Yeah, I was like I've had this before, but this is a ultimate version of the drink, and I'm like, what's ultimate about it? It just tastes like fruit punch. But yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not drinking that again. I'm good. It's called C4, Eva. C4 Ultimate Superhuman Performance.
C4, like the explosive?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, on the plus side, I am super focused, so
getting everything done.
Everything. It's caffeine.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I remember one time, when I was traveling for work, I got Rain, that energy drink Rain. And it was called orange something, but it tasted exactly like those orange popsicles, like the ice cream popsicle. Yeah, creamsicle. It tasted exactly like that. It was so good. It tasted so good. But this was me for like the next 4 hours. And I hated it because here's the other thing. I don't drink coffee. The most I drink caffeine wise is maybe 1 can a day, max 3. But that's like spread out over a day, not one drink. So like, I'm not addicted to caffeine. So getting that rush of caffeine, I was just like, what the hell? And my entire office, they were laughing at me the whole time. They found it hilarious. No, they're like, hey, you want another one? I'm like, no.
See, caffeine actually doesn't energize me in any way, shape, or form. It just helps me focus. Like, I rarely drink C4. Like, it's literally called C4. I rarely drink C4. Normally, it's actual just Monsters, like Monster Juice. I love Monster Juice. Or I drink caffeinated water. If not caffeinated water, I'm drinking straight up coffee. I have about 4 pots of coffee a day. That is my normal. That's my base normals. 4 10-cup coffee pots. spread throughout the day. Now, if I have more than that, I'm going to sleep because coffee puts me to sleep. That's the only way I'm actually able to sleep is if I have about
That's me. There's been times where I will drink like a can of Coke or something and immediately take a nap. I don't know why.
Like, I'll do like practice sprints with my siblings and we're sitting there and I'm like, not time for that coffee pot. I'll have the last coffee pot and it's like bedtime. That's bedtime. It is that best nap.
Um,
On the plus side, it's delicious.
I mean, I'm happy for you. Concerned, but happy for, I don't know.
That just made me think of the poll from Harry Potter when Ron is reading the tea leaves. He's like, so you're gonna suffer, but you're gonna be happy about it.
I remember that. And you're like, So I got Wix for the publisher website on a deal. But I had gotten WordPress forever ago, and I used Namecheap, and then I was using Stress Free Hosting and also AuthorCrafted. I don't remember why I had all three, but now Stress Free Hosting is going away, so I'll just switch to AuthorCrafted. And then people were talking about me in the chat, so Eva said she was going to work on something for Ko-fi. But it looks like she ended up, there's something about a chapter. Another scene done, but I was wrong and still have one more in this chapter before it's done. Cool. Was contemplating rebranding the rebrand I had planned for January, but then you heard me say, Kelly, focus in your head. Working on Wordsmith Wrangle and book edits that I had given her.
Don't feed Lilo a Cheeto. I don't care if Lilo told you to. Lilo's a dog, by the way. Sorry.
I will never forget going off on off target and Zara getting my attention, going, no, let's focus in finishing one story or something along those lines. So many different ideas. Yeah. I didn't know that, Regina. I'm happy to have helped.
Yeah. Oh my God. I will give like AuthorTube, WritingTube, whatever you want to call it. It helps me in my work because we were having this little connection, like how do you stay connected in this digital environment? And then and I'm quiet most of the time. I'm like, listen, I just turn my camera on, move on. But they asked, when you're overwhelmed and like with a big task or whatever, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I got this. Unmute myself. And I'm like, set a timer for 20 minutes and be time focused instead of task focused if it's hard to start. And I was like talking about breaking things down in smaller, if it's a big project, breaking it down into smaller tasks so you can see the progress you're making leading up to it and stuff. And it was just like on and on. And I'm like, this is because of my writing. Because if we break it down to like word, like there's the whole story you're trying to write. Then there's the chapters. Then we talk about paragraphs or scenes and stuff. And then we break it down to, we got this many words. I don't know if that's going to be anything, but like we keep on breaking it down so we can see progress, because it's so hard to see the progress when you're in the middle of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I don't really have anything else to add to that.
Yeah. I might, because I talk so much at work though, I could totally see them going, Natalie, hey, do you want to create a like PowerPoint on different options when it comes to juggling workload or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I know this stuff. It's like I showed my hand and all of a sudden I'm going to probably be asked.
You're like, darn it. I'm now going to have to go through more credit card statements to figure out which credit card I used to pay for the first 3 months of insurance for the company. Awesome. That's my
No.
next and final sprint.
No.
Yes, Kelly calls me Faye friend. That's what we decided for my gender, or agender status, because my pronouns are Faye Fair. Other people who use different agender pronouns might do something different. But yeah, it's okay, Regina. I know you don't mean anything by it. Nicole came in. That was entirely new project that isn't the category of what I'm meant to be drafting today. I tell Kelly, I was like, do the brain dump so you can focus on what you're supposed to be focusing on. Never done that, says a woman with 2 works in progress waiting in the window. Oh, wait, 3. Yep, been there. My list is long. Yeah. Kelly's is long. I have 40 on my list. Kelly has 46 the last time I counted.
God. I narrowed
Possible
mine down
from
to 12 or something. I mean, I'm sure I have more than that. Technically, every single one of these flashes could become a bigger story, because every single time Chandra and I do a flash, Chandra's feedback, she goes, Natalie, I need more.
Finished editing the vlog for Becca, but need to watch it through before posting. Great.
Fuck.
There used to be a drink called Capio that I drink in my early 20s that would keep me up for 48 hours. Pretty sure they made it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
What was there was this green, it was like a green packaging, and it was out in the 90s. And it was like people's go-to, and then it just fell off. But it was like an intense, it was green and yellow and stuff, not Mountain Dew or anything like that. But
how do I keep track of them? I don't know what the them is. So clearly I
the
keep
list of 40.
Oh, it's in Notion. It used to be in my Notes app, and then my Notes app stopped syncing properly across my devices, and I was like, nope, not doing that. One more pass for a short story that I will post. Excellent summary of our magical ways. Admin is so hard. At 12 story ideas now, but they're a series, and I count them as one. That I count as one. Yeah, no. I'm counting Kelly's multiple series, like each individual book, because each individual book needs to be written. That's why there are 46. If I was just if I only counted her series, I think she'd be down to maybe 20 ideas.
I need to move my Plot Bunny list to Notion.
I offered to do it for you.
Yeah, but then I have to actually find where I put all my Plot Bunnies. That's my main issue, trying to find where I put them all, because I had them spread out on purpose.
Yeah, Becca can't handle caffeine anymore. I can handle black tea, and that's it.
So I had mentioned to Nia that, because she said she uses 5-hour energy, and I was saying that that's the worst. My partner Tia, her dad really went to the hospital over 5-hour energy. I have several friends who got really, really sick with 5-hour energy. And they're not caffeine sensitive, but it's just something about the concentration of 5-hour energy that just dropped people. That I was like, oh, I don't know. For me, it actually makes me extremely sick. And again, I would drink stuff like this all day, every day, be perfectly fine. But 5-hour energy, drinking half of that makes me extremely sick. I don't know what it is, but it makes me sick. Same thing with Red Bull. Red Bull, I will get physically sick every single time.
Yes, it was Jolt. Sorry. My son had me wrap ace bandage around his foot, which is completely fine, by the way. He's just like, hey, Mom, I want you to put this on my leg.
You know what's funny is this? There is a Capio cold brew. So I'm wondering if that's the same Capio. They have the same name, just put out cold brew now, or did they just set a different Capio that Becca mentioned?
I don't know.
What is the caffeine packs?
Hello.
Or the thing that Kelly got you on, Sarah?
Mom,
Have them.
Want me to go grab some? Because I have the same ones.
Great, thank you. I left them at my place. They're great value something.
Ooh, you're speaking my language. That means it's not going to be too expensive.
It's
But
not, but I was drinking it every day and mixed with what I had to take, mixed with the calcium I have to take for my recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Started giving me a stomach ache. But when I wasn't on that before, it was fine. And I was like, no, what are you talking about? So that sucked.
I literally have like 4 different flavors,
But I know y'all like recommend that. Y'all recommend those, and it's caffeine in there too, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they have an uncaffeinated version. Kelly was very funny because she's like, it's uncaffeinated, but it tastes really nice. And then I was like, mine is caffeinated. And then she looked at, she's like, oh, I got the caffeinated one too. I'm going to switch. And I'm like,
When you didn't realize you were fueling an addiction.
I was
like,
like,
with
you do that.
With these, a lot of the caffeinated ones do come in this black box, but the sad thing is, the same great value company puts out caffeinated ones that aren't in the black box, so you actually have to read the label.
Ooh.
Because I have
Godspeed.
another box that's green, and it's like, oh yeah, this is caffeinated. I'm like, I thought this wasn't caffeinated. It's not in the black box. Yeah.
This is the problem. We try to apply logic to a situation when, yeah. Oh, well, that reminds me. So my husband and I, whenever we, because we have to move like every few years and stuff, and so we have to relearn a new local grocery store, and I say new to us, air quotes, but it was every single time we play the game of like, where do you think this stuff will be and everything, all the time until we learn the place. It's like peanut butter. Would that be with the jams and jellies, or is that going to be part of cooking, or like, or near the protein or something? It is like so difficult. There was something I had to find recently. I think I was looking for nuts. So we go down the chip aisle. It wasn't there, but there was another snack aisle, and it was just like, it's a weird game. I don't know who decides how to lay out grocery stores, but there's always at least one item that I'm like, I disagree with this.
Well, they do something where it's like psychologically they make you walk through the whole freaking thing.
Yeah. Sure, if that makes sense, because like they're trying to make sure your eyes. Oh, and especially like right by the cash registers is like, hey, did you miss this? Here's it in a smaller packaging, but it costs more than if you found it back in the back of the store.
Mm-hmm. And they always have like a toy or something colorful that you know the kids are gonna latch onto. It's like, no.
Yeah. Okay, I realized I forgot to actually put up the code because my brain is all over the place with having to check all these different credit card statements. I was like, oh, I have everything marked down. And then I go to where I'm tracking the business expenses. I was like, except saying which card was used for the insurance each time because things got wonky. I was like,
yeah. Did you set up a specific credit card for your business? And
I did, and then something went wrong, and it was right before my surgery, so I didn't get to it in time. And they're like, "We're shutting down your account," and I'm like, "Ah!"
Oh my goodness!
So that's what I'm currently dealing with.
Sweet.
Golf 7-5, Zulu 6-7, Sierra Golf. What?
Regina mentioning
You're obviously ridden with me in my car. That toss away because you don't want to put it away right now. I toss into the back seat with the dog.
Oh my goodness!
I throw all 4 boxes into my bed, which I'll probably forget, and they get very confused when I try to lay down later.
I love how I try to be reasonable with my son and explain things calmly to him, and then it still doesn't work.
I was
So-
listening to so the brothers on Super Carlin Brothers, they also have another podcast that like has nothing to do with theories, like their channel is. And so they both have kids now, but I was going through the backlog of like their after the final pop because I pay a little bit of money each month so I can like hear like maybe 20 minutes extra of what they're just talking about. And they're like, we can get to this in the main episode, blah, blah, blah. And the last one that I caught up on, because I'm very behind on those, but I'm caught up with the actual show. Jay, who's the oldest brother of 3, but the middle brother is the only other one who's on the show, was like, yeah, my oldest son is at the age where he'll just ask why for everything. And if I think he's actually curious about something and it's something I can explain, I will. But if he's just asking to stall, I just like steamroll right past it now.
You kind of have to. It's like the picking and choosing your battles is not like what you're gonna make your kids do or not make do, but also what you're gonna allow them to make you do. Like, because sometimes you just don't have the luxury. Like, my son loves starting my Jeep when we're leaving, but if we're in a rush, I'm like, nobody today. I need you to just get in your seat so I can book you up and everything. Because luckily my Jeep, you don't have to press the brake as you turn. And he likes to turn in. I'm like, you know what? That works on his hand grip and forearm strength. We'll keep it up.
It works.
I was getting lost in Eva's explanation of how toddlers like to explore manipulation tactics. That would
It's
be
like
my
they
son.
test it out and then they're like, okay, this is what I can get away with.
Mm-hmm. It's exploring boundaries and stuff, and kind of what would happen if I do this, or what cause and effect, really. And I mean, and we kind of do that ourselves. Is like you start writing something, you're like, okay, main character, I'll let you control and go off the outline, and then we find that we are in a hole and we have to backtrack sometimes, and so that we can figure out how to make the story keep going.
I fight with my character immediately. I'm like, this is not what I have planned for you. What are you doing? And then I yell about it, but then I end up going their way anyway. I don't know why I just let it happen. No, I can't let it happen. I have to fight it first.
The thing is, if you let them do it once, they might do it every time.
Every time.
Now, the question is that statement for our main characters or for children?
What's funny is
no los dos.
Those. It makes me think of there's a woman I follow on like TikTok or Instagram or wherever, and she's like, now we get to play the game. Was I talking to my teen, my dog, or my toddler? And she goes, why is there a puddle on the floor? Where did this puddle come from?
Or it's like, it's too quiet, I'm suspicious. And you're like, pet, child, or like just some random other thing.
Mm-hmm.
The list is me, the cats, or the characters. Because I tend to think out loud. I have to in order to get my thoughts across. So one of my partners is used to hearing me. The other partner's like, what is happening? Is he monologuing? And he's like, let him, do not respond. He's not talking to you. Do not respond. And if it's dead quiet, I'm like, did I not put on any sound? Because normally I have a smooth brown noise going in the background, which helps me concentrate. If I don't hear that,
I like having noise, yeah.
I like it. So if I don't have any noise, I'm like, something's wrong. Then if I don't hear a certain noise, I'm like, what are the cats doing? What did they eat? What did they find? Where are they climbing to? That's my
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What, dear?
No, I mean that, where you're just like, worried and you're like, I'm panicking, but I don't know where to check first. And if I check in the wrong place first, that leaves more time for the other thing to go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, do I call out? If I go, Norden, he'll go, he was just his little French sound. I'm like,
I love that imitation.
That's literally him. He does this little, what I call Frenching. He does this little French sound, and then he'll come trotting to me, and he'll sit right outside the kitchen because they're not allowed in the kitchen. And he'll sit. If he doesn't come running, and the other one comes running, I'm like, if I see Dean first, that means he's snitching on you. You're doing something wrong. Then there's Miss Pippin. She's perfectly fine. She's the older one of the boys, and she'll sit up top like they did it. I'm just watching. I'm like, oh, now I get to find a mess.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Uh,
We can get through this, the chaos of life outside writing.
I'll be happy if you say yes. I'll be mad if you say no. Well, yes, it's the general thing. You don't want to be told no, but
Yeah, it starts at a young age.
that's how
My son will send himself to his room, and then I hear the door slam. Every time. And I'm just like, I don't want it to slam. But at the same time, if I get onto him while he's already upset about slamming the door,
He'll slam it harder.
yeah, like he'll just get more upset because he just hates being told he's wrong. So much
Riley
like
is secretly a cat. She has a lot of cat behaviors and cat qualities. And all of the authors, actually, 3 of the 4 authors who I've signed through my publishing company have cats. I don't know if the 4th one has any pets. They'll be like, oh, my cat does this. I'm like, so is Riley.
I grew up with cats, and they're all crazy in their own little ways. And the different, I didn't realize, well, I did because I grew up with them, but like the different meows that each cat has, and then they all can mean something different, have their own versatility. It's like it's somebody's voice, really, like how everybody's voice sounds different.
Or the mimicking of children's cries. That's the part that still scares me to this day. I'm still not used to it.
There's a video, I'll see if I can find it again, but it's a video of this cat in a window, and you hear barking, and you hear like full on barking, and then the cat churns and is barking, and then churns the bark into a meow. And it's like meow, meow, and I'm like, what the?
Norton will do that. It
Yeah.
sounds like he's making these tiny barks and these little growls, but the second I go, buddy, he goes, oh, meow. I'm like, no, don't do that. I was like, you don't give me the cute squeaks afterwards, sir. I caught you.
So, okay, I think I'm ready. I should at least get this story done picture-wise. Can you not play with my phone?
Daddy here.
Okay.
In 3, oh, wrong app. In 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. I thought we'd finish before noon. Obviously not.
Well, I just spent that whole time digging in the trash to find out that the thing that we were looking for in the trash, my daughter had the whole time. And I cut my finger while digging in the trash.
Ow.
Yeah. I mean, it's really slight, but it's, I can actually already see I'm going to have to change this bandage. But luckily, I got the right stuff. I got like Bactine spray, plenty of Band-Aids. I got kids. I'm good. So, but I think I have all the pictures. I just still haven't put the pictures in the story yet. But I think I got all the pictures that I plan to use for the willow wren and the bear. And then I still got to edit the frog prints and such, which is a little longer.
I have 963 words total for the stream.
Nice.
Whoa. Finish that chapter, about 2K for the stream, and a plot bunny. That is awesome.
Yes.
Maggie got her internet back. Oh, thank you, Regina.
Perfect. I should probably do that.
I remembered that you can expense travel and business meals. So I was busy doing that. And I still can't figure out where one of the insurance payments was made from because I apparently didn't keep a record of it. And I'm like, it's before this card was opened. So it's probably this card, but I don't know that it's this card. So, like, what do I do? I'm so frustrated. I'm like, no. Good. Whatever. I will do that more today. I need to edit. What I really need to do is edit. I don't have to worry about finding which card goes to what for like the 10 that I don't have it already filled in on until my next tax call on the 22nd. So like, I'm good. I'm just frustrated that I'm not perfect. Cool. That's exciting. Oh, okay. So I think you mean LITE, but cool. Still cool. Because when you said Vlogmas Light, I was like, did you get like a special light up sign that says Vlogmas or something? Because that's what I was picturing. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks.
I just realized I was mute that whole time. So a lot of people are having computer issues, and then you got to do like that cost benefit analysis to figure out like, is it worth buying a brand new one? And then how much new, like, am I going to go a tier up so I know it's solid, or is my only expenses right now, are they only allowing me to get like the bottom tier?
Also, refurbished ones are an option, which I know some people
Yes.
are like, no. And I'm like, well, I mean,
if it's certified refurbished,
Yeah.
like if it's certified refurbished, I mean, my Mac, I got a MacBook Air. It's the 526 gigabyte one. I think I got it for like 800.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Like considering most of these things cost over 1,000 and stuff like that. And I've had it for a year now. I think I got it in February. So almost a year. So in February I'll get it. No, I got it in January. That's right. So I'm coming up on a year.
The phone wouldn't let you write light. Oh, that's dumb.
Oh, and now it does.
Well, she might have switched to her computer.
Yeah. Or like there's so many times where I'm like, backspace, no, type it again. And then it autocorrects. I'm like, no. And I'm like, if you.
So what I do
Fix
is
it
I
3
don't backspace. I write the rest of the sentence and then use the cursor. Like I drag my finger to fix it so that it's like once it realizes like, okay, we're not just going to autocorrect this word because he's written more after it.
Yeah, because once you get more words after it, you're able to fix the word usually to what you want instead of what it's saying. No, that's not English.
It's dumb. It's not smart.
Too much customer joy. So they gotta, break it up here. Keep us
A little bit.
make us complain about stuff so they can be like, look, we fixed it, when they probably knew about it ahead of time. I'm very cynical.
I turned off autocorrect, and sometimes I won't catch that I made a mistake and I'll send it. I'm like, that's on me. But at the very least, I don't have to fight with autocorrect anymore.
Yeah. I suck at spelling so bad that autocorrect would save me more than it hurts me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably just because of how much my grandma valued grammar, where it's like, I can't bring myself to purposely say F the rules to anything. It's more just like, if there's a mistake, it's genuinely a mistake.
Yeah, true.
Because I tried to get rid of it. Okay, let's do outros.
Yes, dude. You want me to go, Grayson, or what? Okay. I'm Natalie Luck. I do flash fiction, which means I genre hop, and you can find me on TikTok, Instagram. I really need to update TikTok. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Not that I update regularly on those, but I am regularly on my channel or Chandra's channel every Saturday for Flash Fiction Live. But next Saturday, December 10th, is the last time we're going to air. It's a season finale. And then we'll come back in January with kind of a still flash fiction focus, but a new format a little bit than what we have been doing.
But when you said last time, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, no. I the whole time that I've been trying to type season finale and not series finale, just so it's clear. I had to make sure I looked that up and confirm which one means. So season finale.
If you're in England, they mean the opposite. They swap them.
Oh
What?
my God.
Yeah. So if you're in England and it's like, oh, it's the series finale, you're like, it's done. They're like, no, another series is coming. And you're like, wait, what? Season implies seasonal.
Yes.
Anyway.
Okay.
Just so you know, if you're talking to any Brit online and they're like, oh, I love this series of blank. I can't wait for the next series of House of the Dragon. You're like, another series of House of the Dragon. Yeah. It's still called House of the Dragon. That's what they're doing.
That's good to know and very good.
Just to add to the list of things that, because I remember
also, ginger ale and ginger beer are both alcoholic over there.
Yeah. I remember I was talking to one of my British friends and he's like, oh, I've been so pissed. And I'm like, what makes you angry? And he's like, no, that means drunk. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
Ginger beer is so good.
Yeah, I don't like alcohol at all. I
don't know if I want.
I like to cook with it. I love having alcohol in my food, cooking, because the alcohol cooks out, but for flavoring and stuff.
Yeah, but if I'm cooking, I'm doing bourbon or white wine.
I've done I've dealt with a red wine, spaghetti sauce and stuff. That's been good.
We were trying to do outros. Let's
sorry. Okay. Natalie Locke. Find me on all those things. I'm usually either as Writer Locke or Natalie Locke, but you will also be privy to that sometimes life happens for me. So my kids may drop into that. So, but if you watch this whole stream, that's me. Random, off topic, interrupted on a regular basis as I try to get things done.
Okay, that was blocked. I was like, no. What did everybody? My name is Grayson Wild, and I write with pride. I like diving into fantasies and warm mugs of coffee. You can find me on Ko-fi. Sarah popped that up for me, and I will be making that more regular because I now have a planner that I can actually schedule out to remind myself to make Ko-fi posts. So, yay!
And commission him for a map. If you need a map with modern stuff, not available yet.
Yes.
Keywords.
My name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the self-published author of 7 books. I currently only have 6 in my hand: a young adult paranormal romance trilogy, a new adult sci-fi romance trilogy, and a young adult dystopian romance. All of them are available to buy as signed paperbacks if you live in the US, Puerto Rico, or Canada. From my Ko-fi page, where you can also find a Ko-fi guide for writers if you want to or have a Ko-fi page but don't know what to do because maybe you don't have books that you can sell, which is fine. What else? I try and post there. I used to be better before I started my publishing company.
Yeah.
But before we get to the publishing company, I am one half of the Writers Podcast, where we talk about all things writing related, from shining new idea through publication and marketing, with my fellow author tuber Kelly Wright. We are hosting a live stream Jeopardy style trivia event this coming weekend. So the 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern and the 11th starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. Both of those streams will be about 2 hours because each of them will have 2 rounds. So it'll be a lot of fun. People in the chat will be able to play because I'll share the link. But there will be people on screen playing. It is hosted by Barrett Laurie. We got other author tubers to help us write the questions. But there's a category all about the podcast. So if you haven't listened to the, I believe, 42 or 43 episodes that are currently out across 3 seasons, definitely listen to the interview ones. But yeah, that's about all I can say without like giving everyone too much of a hint. And lastly,
if you haven't listened at all, at least listen to the interview. Because the interviews, I've learned so much.
yeah,
Like arsenic is a great way to poison people.
Mm-hmm.
Slow and steady.
That's
Sorry.
That's not the way I meant to say that.
And then lastly, I am the founder of a small publishing company dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices without pigeonholing authors into writing about their trauma. It is called Inimitable Books, LLC. Currently closed to submissions because a small publisher can only afford to publish so many books within a year. But if you'd like to help in that process, you can donate to the Ko-fi page. Any amount is very helpful. And yeah, that's me. Thank you for everyone who is here. And I'll be streaming again on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/Zara Hoffman. You can find all of my streams for this month on my website, zarahoffman.com, which is also linked to my Ko-fi and where you can buy my books and yada, yada, yada. So thank you, everyone, and have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Bye.